I'm 76 years old, and last winter I realized something that shattered me. I spent my entire life providing for my children, and somehow I never truly knew them. I'm sitting at the same kitchen table where my kids once did their homework. The wood is scratched now. The house is quiet. I have photos on the walls, birthdays, graduations, weddings, but they feel like pictures of strangers. This isn't a story about bad children. It's a story about a father who confused presence with love and learned the truth far too late. The past. When I thought I was doing everything right, I became a father at 29. It was 1978, and I remember standing in the hospital hallway holding a tiny blue blanket, terrified and proud all at once. My wife, Sarah, looked exhausted but happy. She said, "He has your nose." I laughed like that meant something important. Back then, I believed one thing with absolute certainty. A good father provides. Food on the table, a roof overhead, stability, that was love to me. I grew up with a quiet father. He worked 6 days a week, came home tired, ate dinner, and fell asleep in his chair. We didn't talk much, but we never went hungry, so when my son was born, I promised myself I'd do even better. I wouldn't just survive, I'd succeed. By the time my daughter arrived 3 years later, I was already working long hours. Management position, better pay, more responsibility. I missed bedtime sometimes, then often, then almost always. But I told myself it was temporary. Just a few more years, I'd think. Then I'll slow down. I said that sentence for 40 years. I remember coming home one night around 9 p.m. The house smelled like spaghetti sauce and dish soap. My son ran up to me holding a piece of paper. "Dad, look, I drew you." I patted his head, barely glancing. "That's great, buddy. Go show your mom, okay?" I still remember his face falling, just for a second. I didn't notice it then. I was busy being important. The turning point. The choices I defended in 1985, I was offered a promotion. More money, more travel, less time at home. Sarah asked me quietly, "Do we really need this?" I laughed. "Need? No, but it's for the kids." That's what I always said. For the kids. I missed school plays, soccer games, family dinners. When I was home, my mind wasn't. I'd sit at the table while they talked about their day, nodding, thinking about emails. Sometimes my daughter would stop mid-sentence. "Dad, are you listening?" I'd snap back, "Of course I am." But I wasn't. I justified everything. At night, lying in bed, I told myself stories that let me sleep. They'll understand someday. They'll thank me. This is what being a man looks like. I thought love was a transaction. I give effort at work. They receive comfort at home. I didn't realize love was also attention, curiosity, presence. I didn't realize silence could be louder than shouting. The consequences, when time collected its debt. The kids grew up quietly, too quietly. By the time my son was in high school, he stopped asking me things. He went to his room instead. My daughter learned independence early, too early. At her graduation, she hugged me stiffly. "Thanks for coming, Dad." For coming. Not for raising me, not for knowing me, for showing up. That should have hurt more than it did. Years passed like that, birthdays marked by checks, holidays filled with polite conversation. Then they moved out. The house emptied slowly, like air leaking from a tire. One room at a time. I told myself this was normal. Kids leave, parents age. But something was wrong. I didn't know my son's favorite music. I didn't know what my daughter feared. I didn't know who they were when I wasn't around. And worse, they didn't seem to need me. When Sarah passed away 8 years ago, the house became unbearably quiet. No footsteps, no late-night TV murmuring. Just echoes. The kids visited, of course. They were kind, respectful, distant. One afternoon, my son was helping me fix a cabinet hinge. We worked in silence. I finally asked, "How are you really doing?" He paused, then said, "I'm fine, Dad." That was it. I realized then, I didn't know how to talk to my own child. Not because he wouldn't open up, but because I never taught him I was safe to talk to. The wisdom. What I understand. Now. The realization came on a Tuesday. Ordinary, gray. My daughter called to say she couldn't visit for my birthday. Work, kids, busy life. I said I understood. And I did. After the call, I sat alone at the kitchen table, the same one with the scratches, and it hit me. I knew their schedules, their achievements, their responsibilities, but I didn't know their hearts. I knew when they succeeded, not when they struggled. I had loved them, but I had not known them. There's a difference no one warns you about. Love without presence becomes obligation, and obligation builds walls. If I could go back, I wouldn't quit my job. I wouldn't erase my sacrifices. I'd just listen more. I'd kneel down, look them in the eye, ask stupid questions, and wait for real answers. I'd let myself be interrupted. I'd let work wait. Because children don't remember the house you bought. They remember whether you sat on the floor with them. Now, at 76, I'm trying. Late. Clumsy. I ask questions. Sometimes they answer. Sometimes they don't. I accept both. Regret doesn't mean self-hatred. It means clarity arrived after opportunity left. And clarity is heavy. If you're still in the middle of your life, please hear me. Your children don't need a perfect provider. They need a present parent. You still have time. I don't have much left. Call them. Sit with them. Listen without fixing. Don't wait until silence teaches you what love really costs. If this story stayed with you, let it. And stay close. There's still wisdom worth sharing before time runs out.